really early this morning. I got out here way before daylight and got all the way up on this edge of the pasture field, up on this flat and this bench. So I got up here, got set up. I've only got about 2 hours to hunt before I have to go back and get ready for work. It'd probably be better if I had a ground blind in here, but I'm not going to pack a ground blind all the way in here. There's turkeys gobbling everywhere back here behind me. There was another gobble. There's another gobble. They're several hundred yards away, but I can't get any closer than where I'm at right now. There's another gobble. There's another gobble. Well, let's just see what happens. Those turkeys went dead silent after they flew down. I've called a few times, and they haven't responded at all. So I'm just going to be quiet for the next probably 15-20 minutes and see if maybe they just make their way to me silently. I don't know. I've got about an hour before I have to go back and get ready for work. Got one firing off. Got one firing off up here in front of me. Just by dumb luck, I came in. There was no gobbling at all. I came in and set up where the birds have been in the past. And there's one gobbling right up here. I'm gonna see if I can pull him in here quickly. hens I was yelping with. They flew down and landed 10 yards in front of me. I couldn't move. They were staring right at me. And they just started feeding right here 10 yards in front of me. I'm just sitting at the base of this tree. The gobbler gobbled one more time. I couldn't even start my camera. They had me, they were just right here. There were 3 of them. Any movement that I made they would have pegged me. They worked off over this little rise in front of me here. And I could hear them going the other direction, but I never heard their gobbler wasn't making any sounds. So I crawled up there and looked over, and he was down on a bench down there about 50 yards away, strutting. I had nowhere to go. I could not get any closer. I was at the top of the rise. So another hen flew down, and he started working his way towards her. So all I could do is come back over here, and I may do some light calling and see if I can pull him in. But I think he's going to tend to that hen right now. What a rush. He was a good bird. He was a big old longbeard. But I have a feeling he's going to follow her off the property. Oh well, there were birds gobbling all around this morning. I think I counted 2 back there, 2 over there, so then him. That was 6 gobblers this morning. Those hens came through. The group of hens, there was 3 or 4, I could never tell. They came through and fed around in front of me. They went back around on the other side of this knob where they were at earlier, and they fed around over there. Now the cows are coming into the area here. I hear the gobbler and the hen off in front of me. I'm going to guess 150 yards away. There's a thicket and then a clearing on the edge of that thicket. And it sounds like that's where they're at over there. I don't know, but this was a crazy morning. Unfortunately, I'm about 20 minutes away from when I have to leave. Yeah, about 20 minutes away from when I have to leave to go back to work. So, I don't know, all those other gobbles that were going on around here before daylight or at daylight, they all have shut up and haven't made another sound. Oh well, I'm probably just going to have to call it a day and get out of here, I guess. A lot of noise out here all of a sudden. Anyway, I was set up back here behind me. You see my gear back there. That's a cluster of oaks. And the sun, I thought, was coming up, and I was going to be in the shadow of one of those trees. Well, it got cloudy, and the sun never popped out. Anyway, I was still hidden enough, because if you come right up here, you could see me crawling up here. There's this little knob right here behind me, and it's only about 10 yards from where I was sitting. And on the other side of that knob, I'll go underneath this beech tree here. On the other side of this knob, see, it drops back off again, back down into a holler down there. And those turkeys, those hens flew down just right here. I mean, they were scratching right here behind me on the other side of this little knob. And I was pinned. I mean, I could not move because when they would keep poking their head up and they'd see me right there. But they never spooked. They never did anything. They just kept feeding. And then they eventually fed down the hill a little ways. And that's when I crawled up here and peeked over. I got behind this oak tree I'm sitting at the base of. And there is another little knob down there, a flat spot knob it's open on top. And it's about 50 yards from right here. And that longbeard was down there just on that knob strutting and doing his thing. Well, then I look up and another hen comes flying down from the next ridge over, flies down here and lands in the bottom beside this strutter. And he turns and takes off after her. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the one that I was yelping with before there at daylight. And I'm assuming he just, that was his love interest for the day. Golly, I gotta go to work though. That's tough when you have to leave and go to work. Oh well. Well, as always, another day. Catch you next time.